welcome to my own worst enemy. I am just back from Origins 2022 and I thought I would do a after action video, kind of show you what I acquired while I was there. So compared to past years, this Origins, for me anyway, and I've been to 5, 6, 7 of these things now, I didn't feel like there were quite as many people there. As I understand it, there were more people certainly than the last couple of years, which is a good sign. It wasn't as crowded as I anticipated. I think we can look forward to hopefully these conventions getting back up to where they were pre-pandemic levels. Registration this year. So I've had a problem every year going through registration at Origins. This year it was a breeze. I walked right up there. I got in Wednesday afternoon, walked right up to the registration booth and went right through. So that was great to finally go through registration and not have it be a complete headache. So that was good. There were problems. There's always problems at Origins. I don't think we'll ever have an Origins where it'll be just everything goes off without a hitch, but then that's life. So let's get right into the loot that I acquired, and I'm going to kind of put this off center a little bit because there's a glare problem. These are still in the shrink. There's a glare problem, so I'm going to put them slightly off centered, and I will talk about these. This is Kaiser Krieg from White Dog Games. Now, Blue Panther was at Origins and had a great stock of games that they print for White Dog Games and Hollandspiel and the Historical War Game Company. This one caught me by surprise, and it was funny because I actually learned that this game is the night before I bought this. I went to check out White Dog Games because I knew Blue Panther was going to be there, and this is on the front page, and it's a Ben Madison game, which you know I love. I had no idea it was coming out, and I was very excited. So I thought I'd run over to the Blue Panther booth and ask, when can we buy a copy of it? And of course, he's got it on the rack. So this was an awesome find for me. Glad that I found that. Next up, I bought, while I was at that Blue Panther booth, I also bought Battle of Pensacola. And this is from the Historical Game Company. I already have one game on the Battle of Pensacola. It's the GMT game. And I didn't know there was another one, so I thought I would go ahead and get this one. And I'm really looking forward to trying it out. Also with the Historical Game Company, and these are printed, this is 2022, and this one, the Battle of Yorktown. I do not live too far from Yorktown. Let's kind of push these back a little bit. And maybe we can scatter them out here. I don't think I have that many to show you. I didn't spend quite as much at Origins as I normally do, which is probably a good thing. Yeah, so I live pretty close to Yorktown, and I was happy to see this. I know nothing about it. Again, I was surprised at how much Blue Panther had on the rack there. It was really awesome to see them there. So I picked up these three from, well, 4. We're going to show you the next one in a second. I picked up 4 games from Blue Panther. The fourth one, and I've been wanting this one for a while, this is the Grass Crown from Hollandspiel. So I bought this one. These are the 4 I bought from Blue Panther, and can't wait to dig into those. As you can see, I've got a lot of unboxings to do and a lot of playthroughs to get through. I also was able to trade for the Gathering Storm. This was kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting to get it. I don't think I had any plans to buy this one, but Brant had this and we made a trade, and I decided, yeah, let's give that a try. So I got that. I also from Brant received, this is called Extronaut. I know nothing about this game. He gave this to me, which is very nice of him. I'm not familiar with the company or the designer, but we'll get to this at some point. It is a game of solar system exploration, which Brant knew that I would be very interested in, so I was able to get a copy of that from him. And so my next purchase was Black Oak Workshop Dice. These things are nice. I bought these, they're called Hyperspace Dice, I believe. And these will be perfect for running Traveler, Star Wars D6. I've got both of those games. There's the, if you roll a 6, you've basically gone to hyperspace. Pretty cool. And then just a couple of extra, I'm not sure what the name of these are, what they represent. They look kind of Victorian maybe to me. They do glow in the dark though, for whatever it's worth. I don't think I need glow in the dark dice, but there you go. And since I bought 4 of these dice, I was given a chance to pull just a plain set of RPG dice basically. So that was cool to get that. And then finally, I was running Bayonets and Tomahawks, and this is my dice tray that I had printed up for my own worst enemy. And I was giving this stuff out at the at the games I was running. So if you come to Origins or you come to any convention I'm at and I'm running a game, chances are I'm going to have some goodies for you. So make sure you drop by to play a game. And of course, these My Own Worst Enemy dice have the logo on them. Pretty cool. But I was using this for Bayonets and Tomahawks, and it wasn't quite working out as well as I hoped it would. So I went and bought a dice tower. And this thing is made by C4 Labs. And it's an awesome dice tower. It smells like an ashtray. I don't know what it's made of. The cool thing I like about it, though, is these bigger dice, the larger dice, easy to roll. Easy to roll through it. Now, the problem with this tray, as you just heard, if I'm doing a playthrough, it's very loud. So I probably won't use this to in my playthrough videos. I've got a quieter one that I'll use. So I don't know that you'll see that. All right, let's go quickly through a slideshow here that I got just a few photos of, like I said, what was going on at the Armchair Dragoons booth. And let me call that up. And this first shot, this is Age of Dogfight, World War I. It's by, I think it's Forsage Games. It's a 2020 release. Pretty cool. It's got some little miniature biplanes on stands and seemed to be a pretty popular game. There were quite a few attendees playing that one. Next up, we have Assault Red Horizon. This actually is a shot. I had this set up on one of the larger tables that we had for Armchair Dragoons, and it worked out really well. I was able to get everything spread out so that you could see exactly what you can buy with the game. It made for a very good play area, and it showed very well. A lot of people were interested in this one. It's a new tactical system, so there were a lot of people interested in checking out the components and asking about how it played. So that was kind of cool. And this is actually the first tutorial scenario. It is the infantry scenario. Just finishing up in this shot, and I tell you what, it came down to the very last hex, which was the victory hex, and it was we had two surviving infantry units, a German and a Russian, and it was a close combat, and basically it was whoever was going to win that close combat was going to win the game, and it turned out to be a German victory, I believe. This next shot, well, that's Bayonets and Tomahawks, which I ran 3 sessions of. They went very well, I thought. A couple of rules questions came up, and I'm going to post some of those questions, or all those questions, on Board Game Geek to get some clarifications. This particular copy that I used to run, I'm going to do a playthrough of this on the channel here, so look for that. But when I do the playthrough, this copy I will give away to someone. So we'll have some kind of a giveaway associated with Bayonets and Tomahawks, the playthrough. I now own 2 copies of this. I forgot my copy and I had to get another copy, so I've got this one. This is actually sleeved, and there's a battle board I made up for it, ready to go. Look for that coming up, and you'll get a chance to win this exact copy. This is the game in play here. I've got everything set up. We're playing through it. It was a great time. I think everybody had a good time playing it, and a lot of positive reactions for Bayonets and Tomahawks. This is Command Post Exercise setup. This is on-target simulations. It is, as you can see there on the monitor, Southern Storm, their next release, which is due out any minute now, as I understand it. This is always a very popular thing at Origins. If you've never done it, highly recommend that you try it. It is an adrenaline rush. It is a good time. And I think they broke the record for having the most players in one session ever, I think. This is just an early morning shot. This is me when I was setting up, pulling double duty. I've got Bayonets and Tomahawks on one table and Assault on the next table. So I was pretty busy at times. These were for the GMs. It wasn't uncommon for some of us to work 12-hour days. So it was very, very busy. So this is Europa's second front. And this is an older game. This is a what some people call a monster war game. It took up almost 2 tables, or did take up 2 tables. But it did, one thing I was really impressed with was how many people were interested in coming up to see this game, people walking by. And we're not talking just older war gamers who knew what it was, but younger people would come by and look at it, want to know what was going on. So that was really cool to see. And there's Gary Hardwolf himself, who was doing a really good job of running this game and going through the turns and helping people. Very enthusiastic. And it was, like I said, just a great game to see being played, and hope to see more things like this at Origins. I think this might become a regular event where we have one game on the table all weekend, and you keep going and you don't stop. There's no stopping and restarting the scenarios. You play the game as far as you can get. So that's kind of interesting. This is World War II at Sea Midway, and this was another cool setup. This was a double blind. You had two large tables with the Japanese on one table and the Americans on the other. And another, I really wished I could have played in this one. The double blind made it really interesting. I think everyone had a good time playing through this. So that was really cool. And this is Votes for Women by Fort Circle Games. That is Kevin Bertram there of Fort Circle Games with David Thompson, and they're just going through the playthrough there. And an interesting looking game, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out as well. It looked very intriguing. And in addition to Fort Circle Games, there was also Catastrophe Games in our area running Zermatt, and it's a 2007 Afghanistan game I think it's about small-scale counterinsurgencies. That looked really interesting, so it was good to see that on the table. Looks like a really entertaining game. So I think I've covered everything here. Let's go back to the overview. So that was it. I just wanted to give a brief AAR on what took place at Origins. I do plan on being back there next year. I'm hoping that the Armchair Dragoons will do more of these conventions live. I think they're fun. I think we have a good time playing these games, and seeing everybody is great. So let's hope for more of these. All right, that's it. So if you like what I do, please consider liking the video and subscribing. That always helps. And I will see you back here next time.